The Unlikely Journey of J.K. Rowling, From Heartbreak to Hope. In the bustling streets of Edinburgh, nestled amidst the clink of teacups and the rustling of book pages, there exists a story of extraordinary transformation. It's a story of a woman who was once, by every conventional measure, broken, yet she defied the odds. This is the journey of J.K. Rowling, the woman who would later become the world's richest author, a name synonymous with magic, adventure, and the boundless potential of the human spirit. But the path she walked was far from easy. It was a path marked with loss, despair, and an almost unbearable weight of hardship that could have crushed any lesser soul. Yet through it all, she not only survived but thrived, her name forever etched in the hearts of millions around the globe. The shattering loss that changed everything. It was 1990, and J.K. Rowling was just 25 years old when tragedy struck. Her mother, Anne Rowling, whom she was incredibly close to, passed away from multiple sclerosis after a long battle with the illness. The pain of losing her mother, a woman who had been a constant source of support and love, was unbearable. It wasn't just the grief of her loss that consumed Rowling. It was the fact that her mother would never get to see the dream she had worked so hard to build, a dream that had begun to take form in the early chapters of a book that would eventually change the world. As Rowling sat in the silence of her grief, she often reflected on the thought that her mother would never know the story she had started, a story that would one day make her famous, but at that time, felt far from her reach. The sorrow she felt wasn't just from her mother's death, but from the crushing feeling that she had lost an important part of herself. Little did anyone know, this period of loss was the very forge in which the fire of Rowling's destiny was being kindled. A new beginning in Portugal, despair turns to defeat. In an attempt to escape the overwhelming sadness of her loss, Rowling made a bold decision. She moved to Portugal. It was 1992, and the move seemed like a fresh start. There, she married a man and gave birth to a daughter, Jessica. At first, things seemed to be looking up. But, as often happens in life, the hope of a new chapter was dashed. Her marriage, already strained, began to fall apart. Within a year of her daughter's birth, Rowling found herself facing the grim reality of a failed marriage. She was now a single mother, a young woman with no job, no stable income, and no clear sense of what the future might hold. Yet it was this moment of defeat that would give rise to Rowling's most important transformation. With a small child to care for, a pile of bills she could not pay, and a future that seemed so uncertain, Rowling moved to Edinburgh, where she sought refuge with her daughter. With nothing more than the contents of her suitcase and the dream of becoming a writer, she would soon find herself at the precipice of something far greater than she ever anticipated. From the bottom to the cafe. Writing through the darkness. The next chapter of Rowling's life was as challenging as it was inspiring. Despite the despair that had a firm grip on her, she refused to give up on her writing. But the reality of her situation was anything but ideal. A single mother, living on government benefits, she didn't have the luxury of a cozy study or a computer. The only space she could afford was a small cafe in Edinburgh, where she could write in the company of others. This cafe, one of the most important settings in the creation of Harry Potter, became the place where Rowling's dreams began to take shape, and it was here that she would pour her heart and soul into the pages of her book. Her daughter, Jessica, would sleep peacefully in her pram next to her, and Rowling would type away on her manual typewriter, one word at a time. She had no money for photocopies, no resources to help her edit or market her work. All she had was a story that refused to leave her mind, and the conviction that, somehow, her dream was worth fighting for. It was an excruciatingly slow process, with no guarantee that it would lead to anything at all. She had faced loss, failure, and rejection, yet Rowling's will to press on was stronger than ever. She knew that if she didn't try, she would never know if she could succeed. The crushing rejections, a battle with doubt. As any aspiring writer knows, the road to success is not a smooth one. Rowling's journey was littered with obstacles that could have easily made her throw in the towel. Once her manuscript was ready, she began the painstaking process of submitting it to publishers. The first publisher she sent her work to was rejected, and then the second, and then the third. 12 different publishers said no to her manuscript. 12 rejections, one after another. With each rejection, Rowling's hope began to erode. How could they not see the brilliance of her story? Was she just not good enough? Was this a dream that was destined to remain a fantasy? There were days when she thought about giving up. After all, how could she possibly continue? She had faced the loss of her mother, the breakdown of her marriage, and the crushing reality of poverty. It felt as though life itself was telling her that her dream was impossible. But as all great success stories reveal, it is not the lack of failure that determines the future. It is the determination to overcome it. The moment of change. The publisher who believed. Then, one fateful day, something extraordinary happened. Bloomsbury Publishing, a small London-based publisher, took a chance on Rowling's manuscript. It was a decision that would change her life forever. But what made Bloomsbury's decision even more remarkable was the story behind it. The CEO's 8-year-old daughter had read the first chapter of Rowling's book, and she was absolutely captivated. She begged her father to buy the manuscript, and he listened. It was this child's love for Harry Potter that would eventually lead to the publication of the first book in the series. The rest, as they say, is history. The world was introduced to Harry Potter, a young boy with a lightning scar, and a destiny greater than he could ever have imagined. Rowling's life, once filled with doubt and pain, was about to change in ways she couldn't even fathom. The series went on to sell over 450 million copies, was adapted into a globally successful movie franchise, and became a cultural phenomenon. The legacy of triumph, a billion-dollar success. By 2011, Forbes estimated J.K. Rowling's net worth to be an astounding $1 billion. Her books had transformed her from a struggling single mother on welfare to one of the richest, most influential women in the world. The world had come to know her as the author who had created an empire built on imagination, resilience, and heart. She had not only given the world a magical story, but had also demonstrated the incredible power of persistence in the face of adversity. Rowling's success is a testament to the power of perseverance. Her story is one of the greatest examples of how, even in the darkest moments of life, a dream can still come to fruition. She didn't let rejection define her. She didn't let her struggles determine her fate. Instead, she took each setback and used it as fuel for her journey forward. The success of Harry Potter was not just a reflection of her talent, but a reflection of her unyielding determination to make her dreams a reality, no matter the odds. The ultimate lesson: never give up. J.K. Rowling's story is not just about books or movies. It is about the human spirit. It is about overcoming the most difficult obstacles life throws at you and coming out stronger on the other side. Her journey proves that success is not defined by where you start, but by how hard you fight to reach your destination. If you're struggling, if you're facing rejection, if you feel like giving up, remember the story of J.K. Rowling. She went from being a broke, single mother to one of the most successful and beloved authors of all time. It didn't happen because of luck. It happened because she refused to stop believing in herself, even when the world told her to give up. The persistence of a dream. Triumph in the face of adversity. J.K. Rowling's journey wasn't just a series of events leading to fame and fortune. It was a continuous battle against the odds, where her resilience and belief in herself were tested time and time again. Her story serves as a reminder that the path to success is rarely linear and is often filled with moments that challenge the very core of who we are. Yet these challenges, when faced with courage and determination, become the foundation for something much greater: a life on the edge. The struggle of a single mother. After her divorce, J.K. Rowling found herself in a place many people would consider an emotional and financial wasteland. As a single mother, she didn't have the luxury of focusing solely on her writing. Every day was a struggle to balance the needs of her daughter, Jessica, with her desire to craft a world on paper, a world that existed only in her mind. And in the early days, that world was just as elusive as any other dream. She was living in Edinburgh with little money to support herself or her daughter. While other people her age were building careers, settling into stable lives, Rowling was scraping by with what little she had. She relied on state benefits, an incredibly humbling experience for someone who had once dreamed of making her mark in the world. Yet even in the face of such hardship, she kept writing. She wrote in cafes, at home, anywhere she could find the space. Every moment spent writing was a small rebellion against the despair that seemed to surround her. As Rowling continued to write the manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the world around her seemed to tell her that the dream was impossible. She was alone, impoverished, and emotionally drained. The journey she embarked upon seemed impossible from the outside looking in. But what no one could see was the quiet fire that burned inside her, a fire that refused to be extinguished, no matter how dark the circumstances became. The relentless pursuit, 12 rejections, one heartbreak after another. When Rowling completed the manuscript for her first Harry Potter book, she was filled with both excitement and trepidation. She knew this story had potential, that it could be something magical. Yet with each step forward, she was met with a harsh dose of reality. The publishing world, a place where dreams are made, was also a place where rejection was commonplace. Rowling, however, was no stranger to rejection. At this point in her life, rejection had become a bitter companion, one that had followed her through her failed marriage, the death of her mother, and the difficult journey of single motherhood. But in the case of her book, rejection was not just personal. It felt like the rejection of everything she had worked for. Every letter that came back with a no chipped away at her confidence. 12 publishing houses turned her manuscript down. 12. Each rejection carried with it the sting of failure. The voices of doubt that had been whispering in her ear grew louder. Was she truly a writer? Did she really have what it took to make it in the competitive world of publishing? There were moments when Rowling found herself questioning whether this dream, this story, was worth the heartache. Was she really talented, or was she simply wasting her time? But as is often the case with the most successful people, Rowling found a way to push through. Instead of giving up, she kept sending her manuscript out. She revised it, polished it, and with each rejection, refined her belief in its worth. In the face of overwhelming discouragement, Rowling chose to keep moving forward, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. Her persistence was not a guarantee of success, but it was the only thing that could lead her there. The defining moment, a publisher who saw the magic. The turning point came unexpectedly, as so many moments of success often do. Bloomsbury Publishing, a small publisher in London, took a chance on her manuscript. The reason for their decision, however, wasn't typical. The CEO's 8-year-old daughter had fallen in love with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. She was so captivated by the story that she begged her father to publish it. It was this child's enthusiasm that ultimately convinced Bloomsbury to take a leap of faith. But even with this newfound opportunity, Rowling still had a long road ahead of her. The road to success, after all, is never a straight path. As she was thrust into the world of publishing, she learned that success was never guaranteed, even with a book deal in hand. The first book was not expected to be an instant success. There was no guarantee that it would find an audience or that the book would be loved by readers the way it was by the publisher's daughter. It wasn't until Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone began to find its way into the hands of young readers that its true potential began to unfold. The magic that Rowling had poured into her writing began to manifest, and people started to realize that there was something special about this young wizard and his magical world. Slowly but surely, the world was introduced to the magic of Hogwarts, the bravery of Harry, the loyalty of Hermione, and the wit of Ron. And with each new reader, Rowling's success grew. The ripple effect, from one book to a cultural phenomenon. As Harry Potter's fame spread, so did the fame of its author. Rowling's books quickly became more than just bestsellers. They became a cultural phenomenon that transcended age, nationality, and background. The story of a young boy who discovered he was a wizard captured the hearts of millions. The themes of friendship, courage, and the battle between good and evil resonated with readers of all ages. Rowling's writing was not just about magic. It was about the very human experience of finding hope in the face of adversity, of choosing love over fear, and of never giving up, even when the world seems against you. The Harry Potter series became a global success. The books were translated into dozens of languages, sold over 450 million copies worldwide, and inspired an entire generation of readers. The movies, which brought the magical world to life on screen, grossed billions of dollars and introduced a whole new audience to Rowling's creation. J.K. Rowling, once a struggling single mother on welfare, became a household name, beloved by fans and admired by fellow writers. She had achieved something few could ever dream of, a legacy that would last for generations. From despair to a billion-dollar empire. By 2011, J.K. Rowling was estimated to be worth over $1 billion. Her success was not just about money, however. It was about the immense influence she had gained. She had become one of the most powerful and influential people in the world. Her story had transformed from one of rejection and hardship into a beacon of hope for millions of people who, like her, had struggled and faced setbacks in life. But Rowling's success wasn't just measured by her financial wealth. It was measured by the lives she touched, the hearts she inspired, and the lasting impact she made on the world. Her books helped foster a love for reading in children and adults alike, reignited the power of storytelling, and gave countless individuals the courage to follow their own dreams, no matter how impossible they might seem. In the end, J.K. Rowling's story teaches us that failure is not the end. It's simply a stepping stone on the path to success. She faced the harshest of circumstances, loss, poverty, rejection, but she kept moving forward. She showed the world that no matter where you start, no matter how many times you fall, you have the power to rise again and rewrite your own story. A legacy of perseverance and hope. What makes J.K. Rowling's journey so remarkable is not just the fame or the fortune she accumulated. It is the way in which she overcame adversity, remained true to herself, and never gave up on her dreams. It is the ultimate lesson that no matter how difficult life gets, no matter how many doors are slammed in your face, your dreams are worth fighting for. And just like Rowling, if you persist, if you refuse to let go of your passion, there's no telling how far you can go. J.K. Rowling didn't just create a book series. She created a legacy that continues to inspire generations. Her story isn't just about the magic of Harry Potter. It's about the magic that lies within each of us, waiting to be unleashed when we dare to believe in ourselves, no matter what. So, the next time you feel like giving up, remember this. You are the author of your own story, and the best chapters are still ahead. From struggle to legacy. The triumph of will and imagination. J.K. Rowling's story is more than just a tale of personal success. It's a profound testament to the human spirit's ability to rise, again and again, no matter the weight of the world pushing down. Her journey from rock bottom to the pinnacle of literary achievement is a narrative that continues to captivate and inspire. But what truly makes her story exceptional is not simply the victories she achieved, but the resilience she demonstrated throughout each trial, each challenge, each setback. Rowling's path wasn't linear, nor was it paved with certainty. Instead, it was filled with uncertainties, hardships, and failures. Yet, through it all, she never lost sight of her dream. She understood that achieving something extraordinary didn't happen overnight, nor did it happen without significant sacrifice. Her incredible success wasn't the result of luck, but of persistence, determination, and an unwavering belief in herself and her writing. A dream fueled by purpose. When Rowling first began writing Harry Potter, it was not with the expectation of fame or wealth. It was not with the knowledge that her work would touch the hearts of millions across the world. Instead, it was born out of a simple and profound desire to create something meaningful. She wasn't writing for recognition or accolades. She was writing because, for her, it was an act of self-expression, a way to heal, to cope with the overwhelming sadness that had consumed her life. The creation of the Harry Potter universe was her escape, but it was also her chance to reclaim her power, to create a world where hope always triumphed, where bravery in the face of adversity was celebrated, and where love was the ultimate magic. As she wrote the first chapters of Harry Potter's journey, she was not thinking of the fame that would later follow. She was thinking of how much she wished her mother could have seen the story unfold. She thought of how hard she had worked to build this world, how much of herself she had poured into every character, every detail, every twist of the plot. It was a labor of love, one that kept her going in the darkest moments of her life, reminding her that there was still light in the world, even when it felt like there was none. In many ways, the story of Harry Potter mirrored Rowling's own life. A young boy discovering the strength within himself, overcoming challenges that seemed insurmountable, and learning that the most powerful force in the world is love. Much like Harry, Rowling learned that the way forward isn't always clear, and sometimes we must rely on our inner strength to push through. It was this deeply personal connection to the story that gave Rowling the perseverance to keep going. The awakening of a global phenomenon. As soon as Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was published, it became clear that the story was something special. But success didn't come easily. The first book was received with cautious optimism, but it wasn't an instant, overnight hit. In fact, it was only after the book was released that its true potential began to emerge. Word of mouth spread, and soon, children everywhere were captivated by the magical world of Hogwarts and its young wizard hero. But the true turning point came with the second book, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. With this installment, the series grew in depth and complexity, drawing in even more readers. It was no longer just a children's story. It was a global phenomenon. The books began to spread beyond the United Kingdom and into other countries, transcending borders and language barriers. Rowling had created something that resonated with people from all walks of life, across generations, cultures, and backgrounds. The themes of friendship, loyalty, bravery, and the battle between good and evil were universal, speaking to a deeply human experience that connected people no matter where they were from. The popularity of Harry Potter grew steadily, and soon it became clear that Rowling had created something that could change the literary landscape forever. The books weren't just bestsellers. They became a cultural touchstone. The Hogwarts Express and the Sorting Hat became as iconic as the characters themselves. Readers felt as though they were part of the magical world, growing up alongside Harry, Hermione, and Ron, learning from them as they navigated the challenges of growing up, friendship, and fighting for what was right. But as Rowling's success grew, so did the pressures. The eyes of the world were now on her, watching every move she made, eager to see what would come next. With such fame came expectations, and the burden of living up to those expectations could have easily been overwhelming. Yet Rowling remained grounded in the purpose that had initially driven her to write, to tell a story that mattered, a story that would help people, especially young people, navigate their own lives with courage and heart. The transformation from author to philanthropist. As the success of Harry Potter reached unimaginable heights, Rowling found herself in a position that most writers could only dream of. But she didn't let wealth and fame change who she was or the values she held dear. Instead, she channeled her newfound influence into causes that mattered to her. From her own struggles with poverty and single motherhood, she knew firsthand the importance of giving back and helping others in need. In 2000, Rowling founded Lumos, a charity focused on supporting disadvantaged children and families around the world. The name Lumos comes from a spell in the Harry Potter books that produces light, symbolizing hope and the potential for change. The charity's mission is to fight for the rights of vulnerable children, particularly those in institutional care, and to help provide them with the support they need to thrive. Rowling's commitment to philanthropy was a natural extension of the values that permeated her work: kindness, compassion, and the belief that everyone deserves a chance at a better life. Rowling's work with Lumos and other charitable organizations showed the world that true success isn't just about personal wealth or recognition. It's about using your success to create positive change in the world. She has donated millions of pounds to various charitable causes, including her own charity and others that support mental health, poverty alleviation, and children's welfare. Her philanthropy has been as transformative as her writing, proving that success can be a powerful tool for good if used with intention and heart. A life defined by more than just the books. While Harry Potter will always be the cornerstone of J.K. Rowling's legacy, her story is about much more than a book series. It is about the resilience of the human spirit, the power of perseverance, and the impact of following your passion, no matter the obstacles in your way. Rowling's story isn't just for aspiring authors. It's for anyone who has faced hardship, rejection, or failure, and for anyone who has ever dared to dream big in the face of overwhelming odds. Her life proves that no matter how many times you fall, it's not the falling that matters, it's the rising again. It's the courage to keep moving forward, even when every step feels like it might be your last. Rowling's journey teaches us that the hardest parts of our lives, the moments that seem like they will break us, are often the very things that give us the strength to move forward and create something even greater than we could have ever imagined. The power of imagination, the gift of hope. What makes Rowling's story so inspiring is not just the success she achieved, but the profound lessons embedded within her work. Harry Potter is more than just a fantasy. It is a reflection of the challenges we all face in life, from loneliness to loss, from fear to uncertainty. It teaches us the importance of friendship, of choosing love over hate, and of always striving to be better, no matter the circumstances. At its core, the Harry Potter series is a story about the power of hope. It's about understanding that even in the darkest times, there is always a glimmer of light. Whether it's the loyalty of friends, the courage to stand up for what's right, or the strength to keep going when it feels like the world is against you. It is a message that resonates with millions, young and old alike, because it speaks to something universal within all of us. The belief that, despite everything, there is always the possibility of something better ahead. And perhaps in the end, that's the most important lesson of all from J.K. Rowling's journey. No matter how impossible it seems, no matter how lost you may feel, you are the architect of your own fate. You have the power to create, to dream, and to turn those dreams into something real. The magic is inside you, and it's waiting to be unlocked. All you need is the courage to believe in yourself and the determination to never give up. The ongoing legacy, reaching beyond the pages of Harry Potter. J.K. Rowling's story is one that never truly ends. Even after the final book in the Harry Potter series was published, her influence continued to expand, morphing into new realms and new forms. The success of her magical world proved that even after a story appears to reach its conclusion, its impact can ripple out into the future in ways no one can anticipate. It is a testament to the enduring power of creativity, resilience, and hope, showing that a single narrative can echo across generations, inspiring not just readers, but entire movements. This is the legacy that Rowling has built, a legacy of more than just magical books and box office movies. It's a legacy of empowerment, transformation, and endless possibilities. The expanding world of wizardry. While the Harry Potter series may have ended, Rowling's commitment to the world she created has been far from over. She has continued to expand the wizarding world through multiple creative projects, including Fantastic Beasts, a prequel film series that explores the history of magic and the wizarding world's darker past. The Fantastic Beasts films have not only captivated old fans, but have also introduced a new generation to the world of wizards, witches, and magical creatures. Rowling's continued success with the Fantastic Beasts films shows that her imagination is far from exhausted. Her ability to create expansive, complex worlds with characters that feel as real as any in our own lives proves that her talents are limitless. But it wasn't just films and books where Rowling extended the magic of Harry Potter. She also created the Wizarding World theme parks in partnership with Universal Studios, allowing fans to experience the magic in real life. Visitors can stroll down Diagon Alley, board the Hogwarts Express, and experience the thrill of the Wizarding World in a way they had never imagined. These theme parks have become pilgrimage sites for fans of the series, and they stand as monuments to the enduring power of Rowling's creativity and her capacity to turn a dream into something tangible and accessible for millions of people worldwide. The power of change, breaking the silence on mental health. As much as Rowling has inspired through her work, she has also used her platform to address some of the more challenging aspects of life. Her own personal struggles with depression became a defining part of her journey, and she didn't shy away from discussing her battles with mental health. In 2008, Rowling publicly opened up about her own experiences with depression, sharing that the mental illness had profoundly shaped her life, especially in the years leading up to the success of Harry Potter. Her decision to speak openly about her mental health struggles helped to break the stigma surrounding mental illness and made her a powerful advocate for those who, like her, had dealt with darkness in their own lives. Rowling's willingness to address such a personal and painful topic showed the world that success doesn't erase personal battles. She encouraged millions of people who struggle in silence to seek help, to talk openly about their mental health, and to never be ashamed of their feelings. It was a crucial step in normalizing the conversation about mental health, and it offered hope to those who might have felt alone in their struggles. Her public vulnerability did not make her weaker, it made her stronger in the eyes of her readers. By sharing her personal battle with depression, she gave a voice to countless people who had felt invisible and unheard. Just as Harry Potter's journey was about facing internal and external darkness, Rowling's decision to speak about her own mental health issues became a testament to the healing power of vulnerability. Her story reminds us that, even at our lowest, there is always hope for recovery, always a way forward, and always a path to healing. A beacon of philanthropy, giving back to the world. As the years have passed, Rowling's influence has transcended the world of fiction, and her generosity has become a significant part of her legacy. In addition to her work with Lumos, her charity for disadvantaged children, Rowling has become known for her philanthropy, consistently supporting a wide range of causes. Over the years, she has donated millions of pounds to support education, poverty alleviation, and medical research. One of her most notable donations was the creation of the Anne Rowling Regenerative Neurology Clinic, a state-of-the-art facility focused on researching and treating neurodegenerative diseases, including multiple sclerosis, the disease that claimed her mother's life. By establishing the clinic in her mother's memory, Rowling showed once again that her successes were not for her alone. They were meant to be shared with the world, to help those in need. Her dedication to giving back has made her not only a beloved author, but also a role model for others who find themselves in positions of power and influence. She exemplifies the idea that true wealth comes not from what you accumulate, but from what you are able to share with others, and her charitable work continues to leave a lasting mark on the world. Rowling's generosity and commitment to philanthropy are a natural extension of the values that her books espouse. Values like compassion, loyalty, and the importance of standing up for others. Her actions have proved that success is not simply about personal gain, but about how you can use your resources to make the world a better place. The impact of her charitable contributions cannot be overstated, and her legacy as a philanthropist is just as important as her literary achievements. The importance of writing beyond boundaries. As much as Harry Potter has defined J.K. Rowling's career, she has also proven that she is not confined to a single genre. In 2012, Rowling made the bold decision to step away from the world of magic and wizards and venture into adult fiction with the release of The Casual Vacancy, a dark social commentary about the dynamics of small-town life. While the book received mixed reviews, it demonstrated Rowling's willingness to take risks and break from the mold that had made her famous. She was no longer just the Harry Potter author. She was an artist, willing to explore new horizons and challenge herself to write in entirely new ways. Rowling's foray into crime fiction under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith further pushed her boundaries as a writer. The Cormoran Strike series has been met with critical acclaim, showcasing Rowling's versatility as a storyteller. She didn't just rest on her laurels. She proved that her creative mind had endless potential, and she was willing to explore it, no matter where the journey took her. This willingness to evolve as an author, to continually reinvent herself, sends a powerful message to aspiring writers that creativity is a journey, not a destination. Writers should never be afraid to take risks, to explore new genres, and to continue learning and growing throughout their careers. The everlasting impact on readers and writers alike. While J.K. Rowling's name is known around the world, her true legacy lies not just in the billions of copies of Harry Potter sold, the countless awards she has received, or the blockbuster movies that brought her stories to life. Her legacy lives on in the hearts and minds of her readers, those who were inspired by the magic of her world and the lessons it taught. Her books instilled in readers the importance of perseverance, the value of friendship, and the power of standing up for what is right. The characters of Harry, Hermione, and Ron became role models for millions of children and adults alike, offering not just an escape, but a guide for navigating the complexities of the world. The Harry Potter series taught readers that even in the darkest times, there is light to be found, whether through the kindness of others, the strength of love, or the courage to fight for a better future. Rowling's influence extends far beyond the pages of her books. She has inspired countless writers to pursue their own dreams of storytelling, to embrace the power of imagination, and to believe that their voices matter. As an author, she has shown that persistence is key, that success is built on hard work and passion, and that even the greatest of dreams can come to life if you have the courage to follow them. Through her books, her actions, and her words, J.K. Rowling has become more than just an author. She has become a symbol of what it means to overcome adversity, to transform hardship into triumph, and to leave a lasting impact on the world. Her legacy will continue to inspire, challenge, and uplift for generations to come, reminding us all that no matter where we start, our story is still ours to write. The best chapters, after all, are still ahead. A lesson in resilience, hope, and the power of dreams. J.K. Rowling's journey from the depths of despair to unimaginable success is nothing short of extraordinary. Her story has become a beacon of hope for anyone who has faced hardship, rejection, or personal tragedy. From the moment she sat in that small cafe in Edinburgh, a single mother with little more than a dream, Rowling's life was a testament to the power of persistence, self-belief, and the transformative power of storytelling. She faced unimaginable challenges, including the loss of her mother, the breakdown of her marriage, and the constant struggle for financial security. Yet she refused to let these obstacles define her. Instead, she used them as fuel for her creative fire, weaving them into the very fabric of the magical world she was creating. Her story teaches us that success is not defined by how many times we fall, but by our willingness to rise every single time. Rowling was rejected by publishers 12 times, and yet she never stopped submitting her manuscript, never stopped believing that her story had value. Each rejection, rather than crushing her spirit, became a lesson in resilience. She showed the world that rejection is not the end of a dream. It is simply part of the journey. Her success didn't come because life was easy, or because she was handed anything on a silver platter. It came because she had the courage to keep going when everything seemed against her, because she was willing to embrace her creativity and share her vision with the world, even when she had no guarantee of success. She did not just create a magical world. She created a roadmap for anyone who dares to dream, to persevere, and to make their dreams a reality, no matter how impossible they may seem. And as much as Rowling's story is about personal triumph, it is also about giving back. Her philanthropy and commitment to making the world a better place serve as a reminder that success is not just about personal gain. It is about using your platform to make a difference, to support those in need, and to leave a legacy that extends beyond your own achievements. Rowling's journey is not one of instantaneous success, but of steady progress, of facing the darkness and finding the light. It is a journey that encourages us all to keep going, even when the path is unclear, to trust in our abilities, and to have faith that our dreams are worth the effort. Her story is a powerful reminder that we each have the power to shape our futures, no matter where we start or what we face along the way. We are the authors of our own lives, and just like Rowling, we have the power to create something extraordinary from the depths of our struggles. So, what is your story? The world is waiting to hear it, and just like Rowling, you may find that your greatest success comes not in spite of your challenges, but because of them. Keep dreaming, keep striving, and above all, keep believing. Your story is still unfolding, and the best chapters are still ahead. This concludes the story. Thank you for watching until the end. I hope you found it enjoyable. If you did, please consider liking the video and sharing it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell for more captivating stories. Have a great day.